Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, man, we got a body cam today. Girl watches jealous stalker execute her boyfriend.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's crazy.
Very much so.
Sad.
Yep. Because my brain was trying to process it. I was like, huh? But I was like, oh, she not like...
She just had a stalker.
Yeah, and then,
her boyfriend trying to protect her.
And then he,
unfortunately, which is insane in itself, though.
Yeah.
But, hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first support, all you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it in with a thumbs up.
Hey, man, let's get it. Let's check this out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Oh, my gosh. Is he still ready? I'm so sorry.
This is Hannah Lee Gage, and she just found her boyfriend shot dead in their kitchen by their mutual friend.
I literally thought it was a flashlight, sir. It's a trigger, dude. It's a trigger.
At first, officers believe it could have been an accident.
Ain't no fucking way talking about something. I thought it was a flashlight. And she said it's a trigger.
Like, what?
How you confuse a flashlight and a trigger? You don't. And it's their mutual friend.
That's sad, bro.
That do be happening, though. People be... That's the reason why they third wheeling shit ain't always a good thing, though. Because you be like, oh, yeah, we cool with both of them. Low-key, he got an obsession with... Or her. Him or her. Because both cases can happen, you know?
Dude, it's a trigger.
At first, officers believe it could have been an accidental shot, but as detectives dig deeper, they would uncover a twisted love triangle where each person hides a dark secret and where a shy, quiet kid can turn evil in the blink of an eye.
I just don't understand if, like, he was mad.
He never hangs out really with anybody. Very quiet.
If I fail at something, I feel stupid. So I aimed at it, pulled the trigger, the rest is played out.
What do you say? Oh, wow.
In the early hours of December 31st, just one day before New Year's, the Lake Stevens Police Department receives a terrifying call. On the line is 23-year-old Hannah Lee Gage, watching in horror as her boyfriend bleeds out from a gunshot wound to the chest.
Hurry, someone's been shot, hurry. Oh my god, I don't even know, I wasn't paying attention. My friend just grabbed my other friend's gun, and I think he was just trying to play around me. I shot him. I'm away.
The man with the gun, where is he?
He's in my kitchen, he's yelling for me to help. I feel like I need to help.
Okay, what is his name?
What's your name? What's your name? God.
Officers rush to the scene, knowing the situation is dire. The victim may be moments away from death, while the killer stands watching. And what they'd find inside wasn't just a horrific scene. It was the end result of obsession turning into violence.
Oh, thank God they're here. They're here.
Okay, go to the door. Get the officers.
Oh my God.
Where's the gun?
Please help. It's up to my room.
Come on, Neil.
Please help.
I'm inside. Neil?
Is the ambulance on their way?
They are. I literally thought the gun was a flashlight because he was using it as a flashlight. We were looking for a cat and I saw that I was using a flashlight. I hope I just won.
Yeah. Is it one of those guns that got the light? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, you got some of them that, you know what I'm saying, got a little light on it, so. But like she said, how you figure?
That's one shot.
Is he okay?
No, it's not okay.
On the floor lies 27-year-old Neil Forestier, shot in the chest and no longer breathing. Paramedics arrive within minutes, fighting desperately to bring the young man back to life. Just a few feet away stands his friend, Joshua, insisting the shooting was an accident. But as the officer escorts him outside, reality begins to sink in.
It's a trigger, dude. It's a trigger. You have to
Stay over there. Stay over there.
It's just like,
sorry, Hannah.
I did not know.
Hold on,
Hannah.
hold on,
I'm
hold
so
on.
sorry. You too calm for me.
Hold on. He know her name is Hannah. She had to ask him, "What is your name?"
She know his name.
When he said, "My name is Josh."
She know his name. That's why I was saying, oh wow, early when he was explaining that we were going to get more because it's like this crazy love triangle. That's why I was like, oh wow. But anyway.
But why you act like you?
But I guess maybe the crazy love triangle may be one sided.
It could be one sided.
That's why the
he
title
knew her,
is
but
what it is.
he knew her, but she didn't know him.
I wasn't saying it like one sided like that. I'm like one sided. You in love with me, but I'm not. I don't have.
So you think she always knew his name?
She he in y'all house.
He could. What I'm saying is, it sounds like it's a possibility he's friends with
Neil.
With Neil, and not with her.
So you think I want you in my house? You don't think I know your name and y'all friends?
This is probably the boyfriend house, not her house.
Okay, could be. Maybe she did. We'll just chunk it up till she didn't, since she had to ask.
I'm just saying.
Maybe she did.
So sorry. I swear to God, I did not know it was a concealed weapon. I did not know he concealed a loaded weapon or anything like that.
Okay, I'm gonna read you your rights, though. Okay. Okay. So don't say anything until I read you your rights. Sir.
I have work in a few hours.
I know, buddy.
All Joshua can say is, "I'm sorry." But what immediately catches the officer off guard is that he doesn't even sound upset at all, more worrying about his morning shift. He doesn't appear overly intoxicated either, leading the officers to suspect he's hiding something far darker. Still, with Joshua insisting it was an accident, the officer turns to the only other witness, Hannah. But what Hannah would reveal to the officers would dismantle Joshua's claims, making it clear this wasn't just an accident between friends. Joshua was actually a stalker, and she barely knew him at all.
He's gonna bring you out to his car and get you started on a statement.
So
Wait.
I wonder. I know we go get more information, but since she
It's
barely,
a reaction, so
since she
okay.
barely knew him, right, and she did have to ask the name because she said she didn't know the name, so his name is Josh.
Assuming.
So did he come and knock on the door, possibly? But no, because they asked where was the
They said
weapon.
they were playing with a flashlight.
He looking for a cat. He said something about a cat. And she said when they asked where the weapon was, she said it's in my room now. So I'm just wondering, how did he get a hold? Okay, I know we go get this information. I'm sorry.
Got it. Don't worry
I
about
have a cat, so I just don't understand.
Was Josh? That's his name, right, Josh?
I don't know. I asked him when I was on the phone with the police, and he said it's Josh. I know him, but I just don't know him that well. We've met at the bar a couple of times.
No.
And he just asked if he could come over to my house so he could sober up for an hour, and then he was gonna go home. And I said, yeah, sure, that's fine.
So he knows.
Okay.
Hold on. Why are you even gonna allow somebody to...
Okay, look.
People are weird and different. I do know that.
I'm...
But it's still, I'm not... If I don't even know your name, why would I fucking allow you to come to my house to sober up?
Yeah, true, but...
I would have gave you a ride to your crib.
Yeah, I would have did that.
That don't make fucking sense.
Okay, but that answered my question as to because I was wondering how he got in the house.
Neil took his gun out, put it in his waistbands, so him and Josh put it in the box.
Josh started it. He was doing it, acting around. And then Neil was like, oh, we can do that if you want. We could just start with 10% and then go up.
Unbeknownst to Hannah, Joshua was consumed by jealousy. He perceived himself as a nobody, a failure at everything, while Neil was a Navy veteran, a rising MMA fighter, and the boyfriend of the woman he desired. But this is when Hannah would voice what everyone is thinking, exposing just how ridiculous Joshua's excuse for the shooting really is.
We sometimes say that when, with our gun, we punch out,
Yeah, no, I never saw him
gun
grab the gun or point the gun. I just heard it, and I was I didn't really understand what it was. I just felt the ringing in my ear.
Yeah.
And it almost felt like something ricocheted.
How close would you say?
I was so close. We were all so close. My kitchen is small. It's a small apartment. We were all in that small little kitchen.
Did Neil say anything?
No.
He wasn't talking. He didn't say nothing.
No, but he was still awake for a little bit. He collapsed and his eyes closed and everything rolled back. But now I feel like since we were drinking, like I feel like I can't even fully process what all just happened.
Yeah. There's nothing that you could have done.
I just don't understand if like he was mad. I don't really understand how he could think a gun is just a flashlight.
I didn't see the gun. Is there a flashlight on the gun?
I'm pretty sure there is a flashlight on the gun, but you would have to pull the trigger to a gun to make it go off.
Hannah is exactly right. A gun doesn't go off by itself, nor can it be mistaken for a flashlight, which means police might be dealing with a far more deliberate act than they initially thought. By now, Joshua has arrived at Snohomish County Jail, where he will be held for hours while police gather evidence. During this time, guilt begins to eat away at Joshua. He knows Neil didn't deserve what happened to him, and he's terrified the police won't buy his accident story. But this is when devastating news comes back from the scene. Despite the paramedics' best efforts, Neil Forestier had passed away. Neil was a religious man with a deep love for his country. He served in the Navy and later pursued a career as a professional mixed martial artist. Neil enjoyed making people happy, which is why he tried to befriend Joshua, making what happened to him all the more tragic. With Joshua in custody, detectives race to gather every piece of evidence before interviewing him. So they call the bartender who served drinks to the group just hours before the horrific shooting. She knows all three of them well, and to the detective's surprise, she seems to be on Joshua's side, portraying him as someone who wouldn't hurt a fly.
So you normally see they're what you would call maybe irregulars?
Yeah.
Do they usually come in together, or do they usually hang out together?
Josh never hangs out really with anybody. He is very quiet. And no, he seemed like a little bit like he might have had Asperger's or something. Probably the last person I would have ever expected to have heard this about.
The bartender is shocked to learn what Joshua has done, suggesting that it may have been nothing more than a tragic accident. But what she's about to reveal hints at Joshua's darker motive, showing how a quiet, shy kid can turn evil in the blink of an eye.
This past weekend, he did go hang out with Hannah. She is, like, very gregarious. Or, like,
outgoing?
That way.
Would you maybe describe her as flirty?
She's very flirty.
Okay.
And she honestly, the night that happened, started dancing with him, and I can see
dancing with Josh or dancing with Neil?
Dancing with Josh.
Like body to body kind of.
Yeah, okay. But nobody seemed upset. Like, Neil didn't look mad.
Did you see Hannah, like, making out with Josh at all, or just dancing?
I didn't see that. It wouldn't have surprised me.
Okay, and have you ever heard Josh express any kind of feelings about anybody in the bar, or Hannah at all?
Yeah, he stares a lot, but it seems not, like, creepy, more, like, very observational.
Okay.
Almost like he wishes he knew how to talk to people, but doesn't. Neil seems like a really nice person. And Josh seemed really sweet too. Awkward. Yeah. And I could see where he might misread situations.
Armed with a clearer understanding of the group's dynamics, the detectives hope they have enough leverage to get a confession from Joshua. So 4 days after Joshua's arrest, the detectives bring him in for questioning. Veteran detective Kristen Parnell will lead the investigation. She knows exactly how to handle suspects like Joshua. By using Joshua's own insecurities against him, Parnell will uncover his repressed feelings for Hannah and reveal the true motive behind the murder.
You remember me, Detective Parnell? The reason I came down here was because, some more stuff has come up and I just kind of wanted to follow up with you and get some more questions answered. Okay?
Parnell knows there are holes in Joshua's story, and she starts with one of them, the twisted reason he chose to go to Hannah's house instead of his own.
You've been up for a while, had a couple drinks at Creekside, and then asked Hannah if you could go back to her apartment, right?
Yeah, just in case if I was to pass out.
Why did you decide to go to her place versus just giving her a ride home? Something that would have been unsafe about going?
I mean, there would have, but at the time I also wanted to head home. Not head home, but head to Hannah's, hang out with her for a little bit just in case if I was to fall asleep there.
You guys did the play fighting thing.
Yeah, it just came out of the blue. I mean, knowing that I've gotten into a couple of fist fights in the past, and I told him that I was pretty good at fighting. I was throwing good punches and stuff. And then he got his on me, and I'd say he did better than me.
Because you hurt, right?
It didn't hurt.
Or no, it didn't hurt, it knocked the wind out of you.
It knocked me back, and I was kind of breathing a little hard for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he kind of put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Are you okay?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little winded out."
Just moments before the shooting, Joshua had asked Neil to play fight and test each other's strength. What Joshua didn't know, however, was that Neil was a professional fighter. But what irritated Joshua the most wasn't the punch itself, but Neil's reaction afterward. He simply placed a hand on Joshua's shoulder and asked if he was okay, a gesture that only made him feel more humiliated and emasculated. But there's something else in Joshua's story that catches Detective Parnell's attention.
Tell me about the last time.
But in his head, it's like embarrassment, humiliation, especially in front of Hannah.
Because he doesn't process things.
Right, and you like, oh, you doing this in front of someone that you know what I'm saying? Like now you feel, I guess.
And you so observant of her, you knew she had a dude, so why you...
Even with him saying, I wanted to go back to her house, to hang out with her. Not hang out with them. Or hang out with her. I'm like, she has...
Some people don't care, bro.
Right.
I've seen it. It is so weird, but some people really do not care.
Something else in Joshua's story that catches Detective Parnell's attention.
Tell me about the last time you were punched in the gut like that.
This was back when I was in middle school. That was in recent memory, that was my last fight that I remember being in, and the guy I was fighting did sock me in the gut pretty good.
Yeah.
Around the same type of punch that Neil gave me.
How did you feel in middle school when you got punched like that?
At the time, I was not experienced, so I was in pain.
I mean, it sounds like you kind of flashed back to that. And sometimes when something happens that reminds us of a previous experience, it's kind of like you're back in that previous experience. Did you feel like that?
Not necessarily. I did feel like I was about to go on my knees like I did in the past, but I was holding on to the counters.
The gun was, I'm guessing, on the counter in front of you then?
Yeah.
Neil's punch triggered a repressed memory in Joshua. The last time he was hit in the stomach, even if he refuses to admit it. But the detective doesn't stop there. She keeps pressing Joshua on the real reason he shot Neil, methodically dismantling his claim that it was an accident.
What was going through your head then, right at that moment when you're bent over on the counter and like kind of trying to catch your breath again? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Tell me what that was.
I was thinking like, wow, this guy knows how to punch, you know?
Yeah.
And I was impressed by how hard he punched. I don't like failing at anything. If I fail at something, I feel stupid. And so after going through that thought process, I kind of paced through the kitchen a little bit. Then after pacing for a little bit, I saw the gun and the rest is played out.
You said last time that you were a little upset that he hit you that hard, right?
Well, I wasn't upset. I was, like I said, I was surprised. I looked down at the counter and then saw the gun. I was also curious on how the flashlight part of the gun worked, and thought that the muzzle part was the flashlight.
Your goal was to pull the trigger and fire around, okay? Because you had just gotten punched again by this guy who's sleeping with a girl that you want to be sleeping with. If we're being honest, right?
So I aimed at it, pulled the trigger. That answered my question and led me into a shock.
Neil was everything Joshua is not. Successful, confident, liked by others. Being outpunched by him only deepened Joshua's sense of inferiority. All of this is obvious to Detective Parnell, but not to Joshua. He still wants her to believe it was nothing more than an accident. But take a closer look at Joshua. Does his reaction to the shooting seem genuine or merely performative?
Neil gets hit, goes to the ground, and I know you went and grabbed a towel and you're trying to stop the bleeding and stuff. What are you thinking and feeling while you're...
I felt like a complete asshole for just randomly picking up a gun that I did not know what to really do with. I just felt stupid. Like I wanted to cry, and just seeing her cry, and and that was making me feel more like a really bad friend. Like made me question myself. Why would I do something stupid?
Joshua says he felt guilty, but the detective isn't convinced. He's always wanted people to like him, and this might just be his attempt to win Parnell's sympathy. She catches on immediately and plans to use it to her advantage. Unbeknownst to Joshua, the police have confiscated his bag, and what they find inside is troubling, to say the least.
Talk to me about your backpack that you were carrying around with you.
I keep like tools like flathead screwdrivers and stuff. Like what my favorite hobby to do is like taking apart old, throwing away electronics and collecting scrap metal. You know, and then one day I wanted to make money off of scrap metal.
Talk to me about the other stuff that was in there.
Like what? Like.
So we have your bag.
I would have thought so.
So tell me about the other stuff that's in there that you don't want to talk about. We're at a point where I feel like we should be able to be honest, right? Yeah. And I think I've already demonstrated that it's hard to lie to me. I've been lied to a lot, so I'm really good at knowing when people are lying or when people are withholding. And you are not going to tell me anything in this room that I have not heard before. So you're not going to make me uncomfortable. You are not going to make me think badly about you. For me, I do this all the time.
It's hard to think without looking inside my bag.
What about you? Joel, that was in your bag.
Trying to remember what was all in there.
Please.
Just if we were wanting to get a little, frisky or whatever.
Okay.
At this point, Detective Parnell can already tell that Joshua's actions are tied to his feelings for Hannah and his hatred of Neil. Yes. So she presses him to reveal the real reason he went to Hannah's house, something connected to the disturbing contents found in the bag.
Maybe you're a little hopeful that you get to play with those with Hannah?
No.
Yeah.
Also, were you expecting Neil not to be there? Because it sounded like Hannah was at the bar that night and not Neil. That's what it sounded like. That's the other question I would need to know. Was Hannah at the bar by herself? For you to feel bold enough to ask Hannah, can I come back to your place? Then when you got there, Neil is there.
I thought they said that they...
They never said.
Oh, well, I must have made it up.
They frequent the bar together a lot, but not... They didn't say...
Okay.
Just not.
Yeah.
I never wanted to have... With Hannah, I never had the thought process of having... I've seen her flirting with other guys, and I'm like, she is flirting with other dudes, so it probably wouldn't be worth it.
Come on.
I thought about it, yes, but I wasn't gonna ask her.
Oh, no, that's a weird question to say you want to go back. But,
yeah.
I mean...
But I didn't, yes, I did, I did thought about...
Right, and kind of like we talked about before, like, hey, if you had gotten back there and one thing led to another, you weren't going to tell her no, right? Yeah, that's... Okay.
Detective Parnell has just masterfully uncovered the truth from Joshua, even if he doesn't realize it yet. He's been consumed by jealousy for months, forced to watch someone else be with the woman he desires and humiliate him in front of her. The loss of Neil Forestier deeply impacted the city of Lake Stevens, where the community mourns a man who loved his country, proudly served in the Navy, and always tried to help others. The interview ends with Joshua Matthew Kelly being charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. He's now awaiting his court hearing, and if convicted, he could face up to 18 years in prison.
That's the only thing when it's manslaughter. It's really manslaughter or second-degree murder. However you want to put it.
That sucks.
You won't get life for something like that. You get that. Crazy though.
Yeah, very crazy. Rest in peace to Neil. And my condolences to his family. That's sad.
Yeah.
And he was nice to you.
Yeah.
Befriended you. And that's how you do him?
Because I don't think he would deliberately punch you to...
And not even
But also you challenged him to a fight.
Right.
You challenged a dude that was in the Navy. You didn't know, because 9 times out of 10, you was aware that he has military backing. But also... And then that fight was like, I'm fighting for Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
That's in his mind. Yeah. He was like,
because he was like, oh, I'm a pretty good fighter, not knowing or thinking he will be, or maybe thinking he have a one up or something.
Because she said, when the last time you got punched, you was in middle school in the gut. If the last time you got punched in the gut in middle school, you ain't no fighter, bro.
Excuse me.
You ain't been fighting.
Man, that sucks, bro. Especially somebody that was nice to you. Didn't have to be. But chose to be. But yeah, definitely rest in peace.
Y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comments down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes.